Hey, so
All right, and we're back.
I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of going going pretty well.
Yeah, we can keep going. We can do a 3-parter.
This episode hasn't aired yet, so you don't know that.
Yeah, because it's gonna be wife, right? Wife.
But I just mean
Appreciation
the
Day.
discussions are pretty good.
Yeah, these are good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will be able to think it's funny.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good if
They're
we
gonna
had
be like-
recorded this
Yeah,
episode
a lot
when we
of
were
fun.
like
It'll be a hit
20.
and miss.
Be like, yeah, good characteristics are boobs in my face, and bad characteristics are not
Spilling
as
my
big boobs
beer.
in my face.
Yeah, exactly. We did it when we were
good.
younger.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's go
Okay,
to
So
the
are we taking a break here?
Nope.
No, we're gonna keep going if that's all right.
Okay.
Unless you guys
Well,
gotta
I
go.
just want to grab some water real fast. if that's
yeah,
Sure.
go.
that's fine. Then I'm
Alright.
gonna take this mask off.
Getting
for a second.
parched from all these
No.
questions.
Can he take out the mask off?
We're recording.
Oh, we're breaking. We're not
We're
breaking.
recording, Ian.
He's recording, Ian.
Look, I want your mask to come off too, but our awesome fans have to go over onto patreon.com/MaelstromGamers
That was close.
and just as little as $1 gets us closer to getting those masks off Ian. It's just $1.
All right, man. Let's
99 cents even.
let's get this
99
question.
cents.
Need to eat.
Yeah, 99 cents. It
Treat
sounds a little
Ian.
bit better.
All right, Ian. Let's hear the next.
Here we go.
That's a good
This is a
one.
little lengthy, it seems, but okay. We live in a world where society still perpetuates gender roles. Do you think you subconsciously or consciously believe that there are certain roles that should be gender specific?
I
I'm
will
gonna
say
guess
yes.
this is Karina's question
That's
because
Karina's
you
question
just
right
said
there.
you talked about this shit.
That is Karina's question right there.
I'm gonna lean on that too. She's crazy, man.
She's crazy. Can you
I like her.
There is a lot of great words in that.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that sentence?
Yeah, can you say
That
that
question.
Basically, do you think you subconsciously or consciously believe that there are certain roles that should be gender specific?
I will say yes. I do.
I
I might
No.
shoot myself.
No, go ahead,
here.
Rocco. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say because I think it was also saying, do we think that society perpetuates that? Yes, I think that
There's
was.
a two-part. Do you believe it, and then do you think society?
Do I believe it? Okay, maybe I do because now being a dad right now and watching my wife being with the kids, and I'm an awesome dad, and no arrogance, everything aside, I love being a father. It's one of my greatest roles, but she is way better at being a parent. It's just natural for her. So
Right.
maybe somewhere in there, I'd say yes, I agree with. In that role, women tend, not every woman, but if we're thinking generalizing kind of women and men, I'd say that women probably tend to be better at that role, being the caretaker. And that might lean into that emotional, maturity side, like we were saying. It could lead into that compassionate side that we were talking about. But I see that as as a truth for me in my life. That yes, in that aspect. And job roles, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say that men and women they can't accomplish the same things. But when it comes to the family, I'd say that yes, I would agree that subconsciously and consciously, women are just better at that role as a whole.
Well, I mean, and
Do I think society perpetuates that? I think society
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
perpetuates gender roles in all different, fucking walks of life.
But
Honestly,
it is getting better, I think.
It is getting better.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It definitely does perpetuate that, though, for sure. I mean, even for example of pink and blue, child cannot have pink if he's a boy. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why is that? That's it.
Yeah,
He's
it's
not
so
looking at it
stupid.
like that unless I put that into his mind. That situation. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, he's just like, this is fucking pink. What the fuck? Who cares? It's just another color. On the
Yeah.
color wheel. So.
I got a good question for you there, Rock. In that same kind of category, what if your son was at the toy store and he wanted to buy a Barbie? Would you buy that for him? Would you
I
do
would,
that?
and I watched a video of this guy that did this on Facebook too, and he was like, hey, my son wanted this, and it was a mermaid doll, and he was like, why not? I mean, he's not looking at it for the aspect of anything else besides it's just another fucking toy, and he wants to have the mermaid toy, and I would too, and in fact, I've bought my son, things that were pink and were purple and were things that could have been,
carriage.
we bought my son a baby doll and a baby stroller because he wanted he wanted to take care of like a baby. He in his head right now is saying he wants to be a dad one day. So it's like.
So that's why I challenge that assumption that you think women are more naturally in the role of caregiver. Because look at your son just naturally wanting to be a father and like care for something. I think as you go through the society's motions and it's perpetuating, I think you start following this role of I'm a man, I don't do this.
And that could be that society perpetuating something deep into my subconscious still, because and also that I'm relating it to my own experiences because I feel like a great father when I compare myself to other fathers, but I still don't feel like I'm comparing to my wife. You know what I mean? And you're right. I think that somewhere deep down inside, the society is kind of perpetuating that for me.
Yeah,
the guy, but 100 generations down, if we allow that to be okay, the guys might be wonderful, amazing caregivers that people are like, oh yeah,
they are wonderful, amazing caregivers.
There's still those out there today.
Yeah.
Yep. But I definitely agree with you there, Rock, on everything that you're kind of putting out. But I just think women are more nurturing, where men are more, I guess, the disciplinaries. When you're growing up, it's my mom always said, "Wait till your father gets home." It's like, oh shit. But
why did she say that? Like because
he was more
society might have already put her set her as the homemaker, whatever. The father goes out and wins the money. Like when he gets home, like he just wants to relax. So you don't want to create hell for him when he gets home. Like that's not like what happens in a vacuum,
Right. Exactly.
I think that's
though even in my relationship with my wife and my family and stuff like that, I think it's a really good family kind of whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I can't even think of a word for it. But I am still that guy that's like the disciplinary guy, and it's like we still kind of play those roles. Whether she disciplines the children too, but I tend to do it more often. I tend to be the one that has the more effect over my children too when I raise my voice than my wife raising the voice. It could be the same situation, but my son might not care as much when my wife does it as when dad does it.
Right.
And that still I think is a society perpetuated thing, but we still play that one too, and I feel like we're more open to changes in
Do you think that would be the same that would happen if the dad was the stay-at-home dad and took care of them all the time, and the wife was the one that only came home at after 7 p.m. was the one that wanted to come home and relax?
That was my case for the first 2.5 years, to be honest. I was I was lucky to have the ability to have the job that I have, and I was able to stay at home and pretty much help raise my our children, our child.
And do you think the discipline had more effect when you did it then still, or when Karina came home?
I think it's because of how men deal with things than how women deal with things. My tone is different always, whether I'm the stay-at-home dad or the guy that comes home at 7 o'clock. My tone is always different than what my wife's is. And maybe it's the deeper voice. Maybe it's whatever it is. I don't know what it is that resonates more fear for the child.
Deeper voice, statistically speaking, I think they've realized that it adds a lot more credibility to the person speaking, and there's definitely a mental shift in listening. Now, that's not to say women can't have this, because they've done it with women, and actually the study was done on a woman's voice, and they lowered it, and they said, who would you vote for? And they all picked the lower speaking voice, and so politicians now for years have been going to coaches to lower their voice and to get better results. But I kind of see that point.
Now, Rocco, did you ever say, "Wait till your mother gets home"?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you didn't hype her up enough. You didn't make oh shit, when she gets home.
And this is something to say to my wife, because she would be like, oh no, I didn't do that either, but she kind of has. She'll go and she'll discipline the children and do what she's got to do, but she also has used on several occasions, let's call dad so that you don't freak out when we go to the doctor and you're gonna get a shot, and he's gonna talk to you before, because you're gonna listen to dad more than you're gonna listen to mom. So she has used that kind of situation too before, not said, hey, wait for dad to come home, but we're going to call dad right now, and he's going to have a talk with you before we go into this situation so that you don't act out, knowing that if you do, you're going to be in trouble with dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
okay, let me ask you guys this now. Who are we going with that asked this question? I know that at the beginning we were thinking...
I'm going with Karina.
I'm going to go with Karina, too.
I'm going to go with Karina, guys.
Okay, so we are completely right on that. So we're gonna.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
No way!
She Yeah, I'm pulling these random too. It's not like they're all grouped up and it's only
So
her.
now, from here on out, I'm just gonna not start saying her name. I'm like, we gotta. It's like numbers game. We gotta start getting it right here.
So do we want to go to the next question?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Sure.
Do it.
Here we go. If you were told you only had 6 weeks to live, how would you live the last 6 weeks of your life?
Oh, we've done this topic.
No.
This question is different.
I would
Than the other questions.
yeah.
Very
Deep
different.
thoughts provided by Clay Kisco.
You guys are already thinking about who would ask that one.
Yeah,
I would have to I would quit my job. I would
First step.
for sure.
right. Yeah, quit my job. I would
Quit my job.
take money that I could think about spending, and Sarah and I would have a really fun time and just like travel, vacation, and then I'd have to also split time with just like I'd be like, guys, friends, I'm gonna die.
Yep.
So let's get together and let's just
This
have
is what
one
I'm
big old
doing.
land party. Like I would have to do like
A
the
huge
last
party
of
kind of
everything,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Like I need one last like go out night in the town with everybody, all of my friends and family. I would need one last family like kind of like gathering, one last like crazy cool vacation, one last like amazing experience with my wife, one last experience with the dudes in the cabin playing video games and chilling, like all that good stuff.
Yeah. I would definitely, before I quit my job, probably go to the bank, get a nice sized loan. You know.
Oh, good idea.
You're gonna leave
Nice-sized
that?
loan,
No,
get
then
a-
you leave that
No.
debt to your family.
Yeah, then Kareem
Well,
gets.
Do you want to
Yeah.
do that?
Screw
I'm
it.
dead.
Well, that's something you guys would have to discuss beforehand.
Yeah.
See-
You know what I would do too?
I'd be
is
gone in 6 weeks.
If I'm feeling frisky, I might go on like a giant heist and try to get money, and then leave Sarah with the map on where I would put any money that I found.
Yeah.
So
there
I
you
just-
go.
Oh yeah, would you guys do anything like really not like violent,
Like
but
illegal kind of thing. You know.
like illegal or like kind of like that adrenaline rush feel? Like, can you
Yeah,
still
like-
die before the 6 weeks are over?
I mean, I don't know if you guys seen the movie, the show Breaking Bad, but that's exactly what I would do.
You would sell meth to
Yeah,
I would,
kids.
sell-
I would make and sell meth and leave a giant load of money. And
Do you know anything about making meth?
yeah, of course I do, man. I work in a pharmacy, bro.
Okay. As far as I know, that qualifies. So
There is
Do you want some?
there is
I
this
know a
natural
guy.
urge to just find and provide for the family before I leave. So I would want to try to find some money somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Well, first,
gamble. Go to Vegas.
Maybe.
That's a surefire way to win a lot of money.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no way you could possibly lose.
Right, of course.
We're all on the same
It's
here,
science.
same page here. Get as much money as you can.
I
quit
think
your
so,
job,
yeah. I
and
think
go out
everybody,
there and get
like,
crazy as hell.
Go
you know?
do like awesome vacation somewhere. Okay, well, let's say like where specifically would you want to go out of one of those places?
The beach for me, somewhere where it's gonna be like,
What beach?
wow.
Where?
I would want to go
Bora
somewhere I've
Bora.
never been, like
Yeah.
Texas
Bora
beach is
Bora
way
and
different than like
yeah.
fucking off the beach, you know.
or Aruba, Bora Bora, you know, a place like that for sure. Somewhere where it's like I've never been, and I'm gonna probably spend the next 6 weeks here. And even when they're like, you don't got enough money and your credit card's declining, I'd be like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna sit on the beach and just.
Well, I'm on the
Yeah.
beach, so what are you gonna do? Yeah.
Oh, I would make videos. I would make videos for my
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
for my
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
And my family and any other, like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, hey, this is how you I would pull Michael Scott. I'd be like, this video is about how to change a light bulb in a car. This video is how to change oil.
That
Hey
would be
son,
useful shit, man, because
Yeah.
they don't teach you that.
But
right? I love Michael Scott. He's like, and son, you're getting older. This is how you take a bra off with one hand. And it's like,
And then-
it's Dwight or whatever with the
Yeah.
and then like
Right.
7 years down the road when he's watching all this, or he or she when she's watching all this, she's gonna be like, "Oh, my dad forgot to fucking record the audio. I can't hear a word
It's
he's
just like-
saying."
Perfect,
good.
Steve. I like that
That's
one.
good.
Yeah.
That is good. I would also definitely do one night of crime fighting. I would absolutely find some like
You're gonna get
Kevlar
stabbed
vest-
and
That's-
die.
I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna die
That
anyway.
6 weeks just went to 1 week.
No, I would probably do this in like my final week, my final couple
Oh.
days. But I would get like hell. I would do something. I just watched this guy like basically create his own Batman suit. It was like, and it was like lightweight. It was resistant to knives and shit. I was like, dude, this is sweet. I would go out like one night and I try to find someone. Like, there's so much. I live in a city. There's
What would
so much
you?
crime.
What would your call sign be? That
I don't
night?
need one. This is just one night
That'd
of
be
like,
like a feud.
finding a guy that's like gonna stab someone or like rob
You're
someone.
like, stop right there. I'm the.
Yeah.
What?
And I just do it. And like if
Yeah,
I
he's
could
like,
die
I'm the
and
what?
do that before I die, I would be like that was sweet.
You're
I
Reaper.
stopped a crime. I was a superhero for one night.
You can call me the cleaning up guy.
Yeah.
Call
me Mr.
I'm
Clean.
about to die.
They call me 6 weeks to live.
Yeah.
All
I would
right,
definitely do it.
who put that question out there, guys?
I'm gonna
That one's
go.
like a broad question.
yeah.
like-
I'm gonna-
Maybe Sarah?
Kiko.
yeah,
I was gonna say
think
Sarah on that one, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Yukiko on that one. I'd say
I don't know
Sarah.
Yukiko.
just Sarah.
Sarah. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
I'll go Sarah.
She would have something like that. Right?
It was Karina again.
What the?
Damn.
Shuffle these, but
Dude,
see that's
yeah,
the thing
shuffle
is like
that bad
boy.
mentally
Shuffle the
I'm
deck,
like
man.
okay,
We can't just
we've
say
done
Karina every
Karina, we've done Amber. Like,
Gosh. No
Alright.
wonder the whole time she was like, "Oh, there's some really good questions, guys."
So like, the wives are gonna
Like
be
all
listening to
your
this, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck, why are they gonna get to my questions?"
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see
That's
here.
weird.
Let's see here. New question.
You got
Do
it.
you believe there could be a true platonic friendship between a guy and a girl?
No.
yeah, no.
No.
Oh, well, no,
absolutely not.
wait.
I would say
That's
wait.
an Amber
no,
question.
because
Maybe.
I've had several before. You know,
No.
like
Yeah,
where it's
I-
like
it's-
nothing
yeah.
at all, just straight
Yeah,
friendship.
no.
But I
Yeah.
don't know if it was reciprocated. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know if the girl honestly felt the same way. You know?
I think so because I had a really good friend for a long time. Her name was Allie. You know, I've had friends that are just girls. Like one of my bartenders, she was a great friend of mine. I had no kind of attraction to her. She had no attraction
Was
to me.
she in a relationship?
I was.
Okay, see, that's a difference there.
Yeah.
You know, like if I really think that puts a big play on it too, because then
Right.
it like kind of shuts down the idea, like, oh, I'm not even really. It's just true
Yeah,
friends. But if
what
it wasn't
happens-
there,
What happens if one of the parties' relationship starts to crumble? Then they start feeling vulnerable, and then they start like possibly thinking about other things.
I
You,
think,
like,
yeah, I
like
think there
this?
can be platonic friendships between men and women, but there is like a lot of outside circumstances that could influence like what, and especially like even if you're like not attracted to them at all, like somehow because you've shared a lot, like you might be like
exactly
mentally or like emotionally like in tune with that
Yeah.
person, like something could happen for
Yeah.
whatever consequence or reason. I think
That's
it's
where you
possible.
get. That's where you get the aspect where girls are more emotionally tuned. So like, if you're that open with them, you know, they're probably gonna think something different.
Right.
It's possible, yeah.
We've talked about like affairs, like physically, but there's also emotional affairs too.
I
you know what
agree.
I mean? Like,
What if you were like sharing all of your like your like heavy shit with somebody else other than your wife? Like your wife would be pissed.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
So
really bad.
but they would also have like I feel like they would probably have a right to that though, you know, in some way or another.
a right to have an emotional affair.
No, and to feeling upset about you
yeah,
doing that.
That's
Yeah.
what we're
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
That's
Like,
the thing.
I would,
Yeah, that's
they would
what
have
I'm saying.
they would have that, you know, they would have the right to that because like that's some things are just you gotta I don't know, that friendship line's kind of like
That's why. I mean, look, yeah, maybe, but I have a very hard time accepting. Like, I would just feel so uncomfortable if I knew
See-
there was because anything could happen. I don't know. Yeah,
See,
I
I
don't.
don't-
I have
I was gonna say I don't get this question because like, are you talking about like friends like you go out and hang out with them like at the bar or something like that kind of
Yeah,
feel
like-
like what you would do with us?
Yes.
Or like
Yeah,
like because like
Platonic.
I consider Izzy our friend, you know what I mean? So like
Right.
but we're like playing video games and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Or do you mean like someone that you text all the time? Like this is like a huge broad question. Like would
I
be
would
like
think it would be
friends
like
like
just
we are?
In general, could there be like platonic friendship?
yeah, I would think it'd be like
so,
like what we got going on, like going to hang out and doing those different
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
your best friend kind of
Even-
deal outside
but
of the relationship.
nowadays, even just texting somebody that's like
Yeah.
a lot, that's not your wife,
You'd have to,
then
you'd
that
have
would
to
be
have like a really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
really strong, secure relationship.
See, I have a
Yeah,
really,
man.
really strong relationship, you know, a really strong relationship. I'm not jealous either. And,
No.
but if my wife was going out all the time with like this guy, you know, that she's
Yeah,
supposed to be
yeah.
great friends and stuff, I think I would start to something would start to poison my mind at least a little
Wouldn't
bit.
you feel uncomfortable?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would
we're
start
just gonna
to,
grab a beer. Okay, I'm hanging out at his place. We're just gonna like chill. And it's like,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like,
you're sitting there just like, wait, I don't know about this.
right.
Sorry, what was that?
But if she's saying, hey, I'm gonna go over to Kimberly, and Kimberly and I are gonna have a drink. Oh, I'm going over to Kimberly's. We're gonna watch a movie. You're like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you
for
find
sure.
out Kimberly is a guy.
Yeah.
But is that our own insecurities though, guys? Or is that like, because that shouldn't be the case, because this is something that like sticks for me for life. You are now negating that person from being able to really build a relationship from 50% of the world, man. There's guys and there's women. That's all there is in the world. Like, and you can't just really say like a woman can't just have friendships with a guy too.
I think there's inappropriate lines that you can
I
cross.
agree.
We talked about some of these emotional affairs. We talked about texting way too much with another, like, and hanging out and like grabbing a drink and then going over to their house. Like, why can't you provide?
I'm playing
like,
devil's advocate here because
I know, and that's really good.
There is, just only men and women. So, and there can be those friendships. We've all kind of probably experienced somewhat of those.
What if it was a gay guy friend?
See, is that different?
Yeah,
yes, I think it is.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind
For
of
me,
weird.
that's different. Like, I
Yes,
would be like,
it is different.
whatever, like,
Or what
because
about a man that
like,
became a woman or a woman that became a man? Like, does that
But the thing
change
is-
it at all either?
Yes, I think it does.
So if it was a woman
There's
that
so
became
many
a man,
topics we can go into with these fucking questions, man.
What if it was a woman that became a man? Would you, like, be okay with it? So she looks like pretty much just like a dude, but you knew that she used to be a woman.
It depends,
And
though.
he
Is
is now
it like a? Is it like?
I
is
might
it
have a
like
problem with that.
Is it a he that's trying to still? Is it a he that's trying to be with women? Is it a he that's trying to still?
It's a
You don't
she
know.
that's
So
trying to
it's
be
their
with
sexuality.
women.
It's
But you don't know.
It's their sexuality is what. If they are attracted to women, you wouldn't want them hanging out
Exactly.
together.
And I think this
Yeah.
I think this lies for us because of us being men, and we kind of know that thought process, and we're like,
Yeah.
in there, they're gonna throw some lines out and hope that you catch on it, and if you do, they're gonna pull it in, and if you don't, they're gonna just leave it and still be friends. You know what I mean? Like,
See, like, we basically just proved that there's not platonic relationships because we just said if we were, like, in the same situation, we'd be like, oh, well, why am I hanging out with this girl by myself or something? This is weird.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's different
It's a tough
kinds
one,
of
man.
friendships, really. Like, I have, guy friends who I just, text. I don't hang out with them or anything like that. Talk to. But then again, they're in another state, so.
Yeah, it's like it's someone like
Trying to
that.
think.
I think what you're doing is you're potentially leaving the door open for when
Yeah.
things get really rough
there's
and,
always
and
a possibility.
hard. Yeah, that becomes and just why would you ever want to even allow something like that to be close around? Wouldn't you want to do your best to just reinforce the relationship the best you can? And so like that means not ever allowing something like that to like sneak its way in.
See, and I had a lot of female relationships, but I dropped those though. Like after being in the relationship that I'm in right now, I was kind of like, yeah, we're gonna let that one go. We're gonna let that one go. We're gonna let that one go. And they're just friends, nothing more. But it was kind of like, I don't even want to be texting that person.
Exactly.
Like we were talking about. I don't want to be conversating with this. And because those conversations are like we're having right now, they can be deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can be like, hey, what's going on? It could be even looking at like, hey, bro, what's going on? For the female, but it's still, you're having those conversations. It almost feels like you're doing something wrong. That emotional.
Yeah.
affair,
What about friends with you hang out with them with other friends? It's like
That's
it's
more
I think
acceptable, I feel like.
Yeah,
that's
that's
more acceptable.
There's like less pressure on every person to be like worried about
Yeah.
who's influencing or talking to who.
I look at it as
Put in the melting pot with my friend Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a second. That's dim light there.
My friend Steve.
I look at it as just respecting your significant other and your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You care a lot about your relationship, and so you should do everything to reinforce it and keep it strong.
Okay, big question, guys. Big question. Who wrote that one?
Amber.
Who do you think Amber?
Amber wrote it.
What was the question? Okay, wait. What was the whole question again?
Amber
Okay,
definitely.
Wording?
Do you think
Steven's
it's
drinking.
I hope
think
she
it's-
did, because if she didn't and I said her name, she's gonna be pissed.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I was like,
Yeah, that's
you
why I'm
just threw
scared to,
yourself
like,
out
answer
there
these
real
things.
quick, like some serious confidence, bro.
Okay. So the question
I
was.
saw him sip that drink like, oh, fuck.
I did. I'm sorry. Like,
Okay, I guess I'll go with Amber too.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
like,
so
okay.
the question was, just to let you guys know, do you believe there could be a true platonic relationship? Platonic friendship between a guy and a girl. So you guys are going with Amber?
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's a big negative, guys.
Taylor?
No, Yukiko.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
All
Yeah.
right, I just want to say I'm sorry, babe.
No, you can't get out of this one.
Had
now.
conversations about this in the past, and I thought it was your question. I love you.